Hello and welcome to my book review for Atypical, Life of Asperger's in 20 1/3 chapters by Jesse A. Saperstein, or Saperstein. Anyway, this book, it is amazingly well written in terms of, it's a very literary book. This is a memoir, of course, by someone of Asperger's. And Jesse, I'm sorry that it took me so long to read your book. I've actually been meaning to read this book for a couple of months now. And there's a lot of, the author is a English major, or was an English major, and that kind of comes through at times. And for parents wanting like an easily accessible book, I do feel that some of the words are kind of on the big side at times. But let me talk about the strengths. The book does a very good job of showing some Asperger's and autism-like qualities. It also is extraordinarily humorous. This book has to be one of the most humorous books I've ever read, if not the most humorous book. I mean, this book, it's very hard to make me laugh, and this book made me laugh more times than I can imagine. So this is really up there in terms of a really humorous book. Also, it kind of reminded me a lot of Kurt Vonnegut's writing, and Kurt Vonnegut is my favorite writer, so that was also a plus. But at the same time, there's no chronology. It kind of just goes back and forth between events and things, which can be a little bit disorienting. And also doesn't give us a sense of how the character grew or how he is changing as an individual. And in some ways, I felt like the fact that he was an English major, like that there's too much of the whole literary aspect that kind of like covers up the autism likeness or the Asperger's qualities. Like I felt like some of the things was just fancy writing. Not that I've been against fancy writing, because I actually kind of enjoyed the fancy writing in the book. But I felt like that for a memoir that you want to be as accessible as possible, and I felt like certain parts just were not as accessible as they could have been. But I really, really enjoyed this book a lot. I mean, this is really one of my favorite books. But like I said, the accessibility, I think that makes it not necessarily the greatest book for finding out about Asperger's, but it still does a very good job of putting you to the Asperger's mind. Actually, you really do gain some insight, and I think this is actually a good thing in a way, because you really get a sense of Jesse's character, and which is important, because it's not like autism is my character, this is who I am. And so in some ways that's a good thing, it's refreshing in many ways. And so I highly recommend this book. I'm putting the link for the Amazon, how you can buy it on Amazon.com. You can buy it in book form, or you can buy it on the Kindle. And you should just, it's not that much to buy. You should really go out, get a copy of this book, because you'll probably enjoy it. I definitely give it an A, and I thank you very much. Bye, Atypical. Alright, bye. Thank you.